What's up, nerds? So I just finished episode 4 of Superman and Lois, season 4, the final season, and it was pretty good. It was a little bit slower. It dealt with Kyle and Chrissy, and I have to be honest with you, I don't care about Kyle and Chrissy, but it's fine because we got Superman. He's back. He's brought back to life and everything, which of course we're super happy about. And I do like what's going on here. I just this was kind of like a filler episode. I'm not gonna lie. We have to be honest, and it's kind of like a filler episode. It was fine. It just wasn't the best episode out of the season. Like I was just like, well, that could have been worse, but it was fine. I'm gonna break this thing down, get to it and everything, because there's not like really much to go on, but what are you gonna do? All right, let me break this sucker down and then I'll see you on the other side. All right, here we go. So Clark returns home, after dying and getting that heart transplant. Though he does crash while flying with Jonathan and realizes that he has less strength and stamina. So I did like how, Superman came back and everything, and they're like, oh, we're happy you're back and everything. And then he kind of kept low. And then him and Jonathan went to, the ice caps or wherever they were to train. And Jonathan, of course, he's just like a natural. Those people, they're like the best at everything. You're just like, they just pick up an instrument and they just know how to play it. And you're like, oh, fuck you and everything. You're just like, oh, okay, look at you. So he's flying around. He's doing great. And Clark is keeping up with him, Kal-El. And then all of a sudden his heart, like, kind of like, I'm not quite sure. And Lois says it later on, but she says, you have the heart of a 6-year-old man and it's got that crap pumped through you, but so what? So you got to take it easy. And I liked this scene. I like when they use their superpowers. The whole time I was like, why isn't Jordan doing anything? But we'll talk about him in a little bit. So Jordan overhears Gretchen expressing doubt over her allegiance to Luther. So Lois identifies her as Cheryl Kimball and is brought to her by Jonathan, where she like really expresses to her that she needs to turn on Luther. So she goes to a Gretchen, which is Cheryl Kimball. Now, from the comic books, I didn't know this. I had to look it up because this is like one of those things where they just like pull characters from the comic books. Like they're just so obscure and you're just like, okay. And this is Cheryl Kimball, who is the head of LexCorp's space division, which is, fun. I always love it when they bring in comic book characters instead of just like creating a new character. Although I do like creating new characters. So I did like this. But she's all like, and Lois does her thing where she's like, Luther is gonna kill you. You should, give me the story, the scoop, honey. And spill the tea, sister, and I can protect you. And Gretchen or Cheryl is all like, you can't protect me. And she's all like, well, Luther's coming after you because you left your little hidey hole he left you in and everything. And me, I'm all like, ooh, do it, Luther, do it. And so, yeah, that's pretty much that. Later, Jordan forgives Lois for the phone call. Now, I have to be honest, I liked this scene. I like the dynamic between Clark, Lois, and the boys. They're like, it's like a family written by Hollywood. They're just like so fucking perfect. And you're like, oh, look how fuck off, you perfect family. But later on, Lois does say it to Chrissy where she's all like, you got to work at it. And I do agree with that. Relationships, you got to work at them. But I did like this. And he like forgave her and he was like, you're right. Jonathan didn't have powers. He's like, but I always screw things up. And she gave him a little pep talk, which is what you're supposed to do as a parent. And I kind of get where Jordan is coming from. But like I said in my last episode, Jordan has just been like a little bitch the whole time. And it's like, I understand where he's coming from. He's got a twin brother that's like better than him at everything. But it's like, why didn't Jordan ever take the time to find the thing that he was really good at and just go with that? I mean, like, what if it was like, I don't know, let's say choir. And Jonathan's not going to be interested in choir. At least I don't think it. He doesn't come off like he would be interested in that. And just do that. Be good at the thing that you're good at. But no, he's just all like, I'm a whiny bitch and everything. But I'm glad he forgave Lois and he did see logic in her choice to pick Jonathan. So meanwhile, this whole time, Kyle and Chrissy are planning their wedding. And they end up asking Clark and Lois to be their best man and maid of honor. And Chrissy's mother, she comes into town and she worries that her daughter, Chrissy, is only marrying Kyle because she is pregnant. Now, first off, I love weddings. I love weddings. They're just like the best thing. I love when two people come together and they express, this is my person, and they want to say it in front of, out loud in front of the people that they love the most, friends and family, all that stuff. I just love it. Now, I did understand Chrissy's mom, worried about her daughter and only marrying Kyle, and Kyle only marrying Chrissy because she's pregnant. Sometimes just because you knock somebody up doesn't mean you should be with them forever. Although I do think that maybe you should get married first and then knock somebody up. That's probably the best choice in every situation. But, no judgment, a little bit of judgment, but whatever. Who cares what I think about that stuff? So I did understand her thought process there. Of course, Chrissy and Kyle ask Clark and Lois to be their maid of honor and best man, because who the hell are they going to ask? Who else are they going to ask? We've met no friends of Kyle's, and Chrissy has no friends apparently. So, I mean, of course they would be maid of honor and best man. But yeah, and they talk them into them having their wedding in their barn because the courthouse had a leak, a pipe burst or whatnot. So then after talking with Sarah and Lois, Chrissy realizes that she does not know that much about Kyle, though she does still love him. So Chrissy runs off, right? And she's all like, oh, he left him at the altar kind of thing. But Lois finds her because she talks to Sarah, and Sarah tries to talk her into doing some edibles while she's pregnant. And I'm like, Sarah, not the best choice. So then Chrissy's talking to Lois, and she's all like, his favorite color is burnt orange, which burnt orange is okay. I'm like, whatever. And that's when Chrissy was all like, you guys have relationship goals, you and Clark. And, and she tells you got to work at it. And, you do have to work at it. Not every relationship is perfect. In fact, all of them are imperfect. But, if you work at it, it works if you work it. You know what I'm saying? So I got all that stuff. Chrissy was just like, she doesn't, but she loves Kyle, but she just doesn't know if this is right. You know what I'm saying? But at the ceremony, Jonathan leaves to stop a fire in Metropolis, and there he finds Cheryl, who is being attacked by one of Luther's henchmen with these little fire guns, and he's not doing so hot, But then Superman rescues them all, though Cheryl does flee. And I love how Cheryl was all like, he's trying to kill me. It's like, bitch, she told you he was going to try to kill you. Duh. And everything. It's Luther. I mean, we know everything about Luther. So, of course, we knew what he was up to and everything before he was up to it. But it was still, I just love how I'm like, honey, you tried to get out those doors. Like, I told you weren't getting out those doors. But, I love how he did it and tried to burn her down and burn her up at a mall. I'm all like, oh, what? It's so crazy. But I did like Superman showed up. And that guy was like, you're supposed to be dead. He's just like, I'm not dead, bitch. And then boom, pussy boy goes splat. So I did, I like that. I love it when the super people use their powers. They don't use them enough in this show. I wish they would use them more, but it was really, it was a good save. But then back at the farm, Kyle and Chrissy decide to postpone their marriage and just have a party and instead of the wedding. And Jordan gives Jonathan his suit. And then later on that night, when the boys are out in town, Lois and Clark try to get a little bounce chicka wow on, but media outlets begin reporting that Superman has returned. So that was the end of the episode. I mean, Kyle and Chrissy, they postponed their wedding and decided to have a little party shindig, which I'm all like, yay, and everything. And Jordan, he gave his crappy super suit. I'm sorry, but Jordan needed to get a new suit. It looks like shit, in my opinion. I do not like his goggle suit, but he gives it to Jonathan. And I'm like, Jonathan, throw that thing out. It is not good. It's not a good suit, but whatever. It's fine. And and I like all these people are reporting that Superman's alive, and I'm all like, I wonder what video or photos they have to prove that Superman's alive. Maybe Luther put it out there. I'm not quite sure. We'll find out what happens next week. But overall, I thought this episode was good, but it did feel like filler. Like it wasn't like I didn't feel like it moved the story along overwhelmingly. I mean, yes, it did in terms of the fact that we got Superman back and that he's, not 100%. I still have a feeling that he's not going to keep the general Sam Lane's heart, but we'll see. I have a feeling he's going to get a different heart, like an actual Kryptonian heart or whatnot, but we'll see. I'm not quite sure what's going to happen there, but we'll see. I am excited for next week's episode. I love this show. This show's so good. I just love it so much. Like, I really think this is such a good show. I love all the action and stuff. I wish I had more action, but beggars can't be choosers. And, that's a lie. I can be a chooser if I'm a beggar. You'll be like, ew, I don't want your bottled water. It's Dasani. Dasani's gross. It's just Detroit water, but Detroit tap water. Sorry. Yeah, that's all I really got for you. Like, this episode was really just like it was all about the wedding, and Superman's back, but the Superman's back was kind of like B storyline to the wedding, which, again, I love weddings, but this show just I was like, okay, fine, whatever. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Tell me what you guys thought about this episode. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Are you like me and you still liked it, but you thought it was filler? Or did you just absolutely love it? You're just like, yay, I love this episode. It was so good and everything. But tell me what you guys thought. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys next week on my Superman and Lois breakdown review. You guys have a good week. Bye.